Buenos dias todos, it's the Spanish Grand Prix on this weekend, guys. So as always, ahead of the event, here are the 5 drivers that I am paying special attention to for this weekend's action around the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya, the final Spanish Grand Prix to be held at the circuit, although this track is meant to be on the calendar next year, although it will be under a new name, presumably. So here are the 5 drivers that I think have got interesting stories, things to prove this weekend. And the first of these is none other than Max Verstappen. Verstappen has won the 3 previous Spanish Grand Prix, has won this event 4 times. Only a certain someone I'm going to mention directly after this has won more than him around the Spanish Grand Prix. Now, of course, at this point in the championship, there's still a very, very long way to go, but he is now on the verge of being a race win behind both Piastri and Norris. He's already behind Piastri by more than a race victory. But how is he going to get on this weekend? Well, I think he's got a chance of a good result for sure. There is serious pace in that Red Bull. I think if Monaco was easier to overtake around, I think he potentially could have got onto the podium in the last race. But as it was, he ended up in P4 by the finish. But yeah, no, I think he's got a good chance. The Red Bull on the whole does look quicker, I must be honest. You know, it's got some decent pace there, and we saw that in Imola, of course, where he was untouchable. We could see something like that happen again. I doubt it personally. Barcelona is a very different track compared to Imola, but I think it's possible as well, so we'll see what happens there. But Hamilton, Sir Lewis Hamilton, he has more victories than anybody else on the current grid, joint most with Michael Schumacher with 6 overall, and he also won 5 times on the bounce between 2017 and 2021, but he's not won in a few years now. Mercedes, of course, in that time not been the best, but Ferrari back, they were looking very quick around Monaco. He qualified in P4, Charles Leclerc qualified in P2, Hamilton managed to finish P5 after starting P7 because of the penalties that was applied to him during the qualifying session. I think he's got a chance, of a podium. I really do. An outside shot, I think it's unlikely. I would say that, McLaren and the Red Bull of Verstappen are the heavy favourites for those top 3 spots. Let's not get away from that. And, this is a track that he knows extremely well. He's had a lot of success around over the years. Asking for a victory is just too much. But I think an outside shot for a podium. I really do think so. But Fernando Alonso can only dream of the podium right now. This man, honestly, I can't believe he's still not scored any points this year. Obviously, very unlucky in the last round with the engine failure for his Aston Martin. But my God, the guy, if he had no bad luck, he'd have no luck. Honestly, he's getting nothing but bad luck right now. He's an incredible driver. He's an incredible talent. He's won here in the past twice. His most recent victory in Formula 1 came here back in 2013, 12 years ago. It's been that long since Alonso managed to win a race. It's incredible stuff really when you think about it. Kimi Antonelli, most of his lifetime, there's not been a Fernando Alonso winning that in that time, because of course he's only 18 years of age. So yeah, man, if they do a good qualifying, they should be able to get up there, but the car is not the best, and this is a track where the car matters a lot. You get found out if your car is not very good, so I think, honestly, it's unlikely he's going to get points. But if anybody can manage it, it's the Spanish Samurai with the home crowd roaring him on. And that home crowd will also be roaring on Carlos Sainz. Now, Sainz is doing an incredible job at Williams. He did a fantastic job in the Monaco Grand Prix this weekend just gone to hold the pack up and support his teammate Alex Albon. Yes, we can criticise the tactics of these teams all we want, of course, but they're always going to do whatever they can. It was in the rules. It wasn't in the spirit of Formula 1, but screw the spirit. Points, pay prizes. That's all they care about. That's Formula 1. Simple as that. But Carlos Sainz, I really do like him. I really do think he's doing a good job. He's growing into this car more and more. And this is a track where he does really well. I think he went on a very long streak of always scoring points here, which I think may still be going since the start of his career, perhaps. It's been a long time. This is his 11th attempt at the Spanish Grand Prix. He's never managed to win it. He has had a few wins over the years for Ferrari, but I don't see him getting a win here. But yeah, honestly, if they get a podium, that'd be a massive job for them. That'd be an incredible result for them. I don't see it happening. I think solid but unspectacular points, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, something around there they will most likely be, will the Williams of Albon and Sainz. But of course, Sainz will have that Spanish crowd supporting him, egging him on to try and get a good result for his home race. We'll see what happens with this one. And the final driver I'm going to talk about is George Russell. And I'm highlighting Russell because Mercedes had an absolute shocker last weekend in Monaco. Their strategy was off, their pace was crap, their qualifying was absolutely turgid. It was terrible. It was a whole cavalcade of errors and mistakes and mechanical issues, and everything went wrong for them. So surely, around a track where historically they do very, very well here, like I said, Hamilton win here 5 times on the bounce for Mercedes, even when they didn't win. This car has been very good around this track over the years, been some incredible results. I'm sure in 2022, Hamilton went from the back of the grid to like 5th by the end. You know, he could have won that race if he started further up. You never know. Crazier things have happened, although, of course, that was when Verstappen was winning every race. Probably, maybe P2. But yeah, I think they definitely got a chance of a good result this weekend, given the pace in the car. But, you know, the pressure's on. The pressure's on. It shifted from being Ferrari looking like the 4th fastest team to Mercedes now. It's switcherooed. But we'll see if it switcheroos back this weekend. Who knows? I would wager Mercedes will probably have a good weekend. Probably be at least the 3rd fastest car, behind probably the McLarens and the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. We'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, what are your predictions for this weekend? Who are you looking out for? Who's going to get the victory? Your thoughts in the comments below. And we'll see you very soon for much more content on the world of Formula 1 just like this, guys. Have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world today. And we'll see you very soon, guys. Have a good one.